Oh, so it's interesting news when you got news coming out of LA. The Los Angeles Lakers decision changes everything. I'm pretty sure this has to do with LeBron, so we're going to get right into it.
You know, like a big brother. You know, he's someone that I talk to pretty consistently.
Currently a broadcaster and
JJ.
podcast host of multiple podcasts and really just enjoying those things.
Probably gonna have to wait till after the finals.
Probably.
The Lakers have officially made their decision, but insiders are scattered about in regards to what that decision is. And you rarely see these types of events occur, and it makes it all the more interesting for all of us. Because according to one insider, JJ Redick is the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. But the Lakers are doing everything they possibly can to cover it up. So what's going on and why are the Los Angeles Lakers doing this? And is JJ Redick truly the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers? Well, we're here to get to the bottom of all of this. Before we get to the content, we are on the grind to 1 million subscribers. 75.
JJ really got hired as the Los Angeles Lakers. What? It's probably that podcast with LeBron, son. That shit propelled my son to a different atmosphere. This dude has no experience as a head coach. Come on, man. Oh, God. Let's get right to it.
Lakers lost in the first round of the NBA playoffs, there was one thing that everybody was certain of. Lakers weren't going to bring back Darvin Ham. I mean, just look at what Anthony Davis had to say just 2 games into the matchup versus the Nuggets.
We have stretches where we just don't know what we're doing on both ends of the floor, and those are the ones that cost us.
Memes of Darvin Ham would come out of him holding up a clipboard saying contest without fouling. Everybody knew that Darvin Ham had to go, but was an upgrade truly available for the Los Angeles Lakers? Or is this a case of LeBron James trying to force the Lakers' hand? After all, he's made multiple indirect threats to the Los Angeles Lakers. First, by showing up to the Cleveland Cavaliers game in the middle of the game. I mean, he didn't show up from the beginning of the game. He showed up in the middle of the game and he sat in the front row. He wanted everybody to see him make an appearance. I'm sure you could say
Mike, LeBron was just there because he was in town for Mother's Day.
but there's way too many coincidences happening. Rich Paul literally said,
I didn't know that was at halftime. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And then he could have chose to sit in the suite, you know, and be away from the cameras. But my son wanted to be front and center in the playoffs. Oh my God, yo, one of the most calculated athletes in our time, bro. Nothing happens by accident when it comes to LeBron James. That's crazy. I didn't know he pulled up at half.
LeBron is entering free agency.
LeBron's a free agent. You have to decide. I got to focus on his business and who should be focused on his business. Let the Lakers hire whoever they want to hire. And he's always in play for whatever coach is there.
Now, what could LeBron James be gunning for? Well, there's 4 things he could be gunning for. One is a brand new contract. If LeBron James is to get a maximum deal throughout his 40s, it would be absolutely unprecedented. But in my opinion, there wouldn't really be anyone in NBA history that deserves it more than LeBron James. And I don't think this is something that the Lakers would really argue with him about. The second thing is the Lakers drafting Bronny, which I can imagine being very important to LeBron, even though he recently changed his stance from
I want him to get to the NBA. I want to be on the same. I want to be on the court with him. I think that would be an unbelievable moment.
Who do you want to play with?
Bronny is number 1 on my list.
That's dope.
He's number 1 on my list that I want to play with.
to him saying, I don't care if I play with Bronny anymore. Wow, what a switch up. Could it be that LeBron is just saying this because he doesn't want other teams to think that he would sign with them just from drafting his son? Who knows? The third would be a threat to the Lakers to improve the roster, which is something that LeBron did even last year when he said this following the Western Conference Finals.
But I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, got a lot to think about.
And then the final theory is the Lakers hiring who LeBron wants as a head coach, which LeBron is claiming he isn't involved in the head coaching search. But come on, when has LeBron never had influence over who's coaching him? I mean, the man tried getting Eric Spoelstra fired, for crying out loud, when he was in Miami. He got David Blatt fired in the middle of the season when he was in Cleveland, despite them having the top record. And even though that worked out, LeBron has been notorious for always trying to use his influence to be the general manager. It's why you got the nickname named Le GM. And the reason why it's frustrating is he's rarely successful, and when he fails, he doesn't take responsibility for it. The best example is the fact that the Lakers dismantled their championship-winning roster. They traded Kyle Kuzma and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to the Washington Wizards alongside other players that didn't make their championship roster like Montrezl Harrell and a first-round pick to bring in Russell Westbrook. This wasn't a move that Rob Pelinka wanted, but it was something that LeBron James wanted. Ultimately, it set back the Lakers by 2 years, and at the end of the day, everyone pointed the blame finger at Rob Pelinka, not LeBron James, for this decision. But in this case,
that was a horrible decision, bro. Like, I'm like, how are you this basketball genius and you think Russell Westbrook is your missing piece? The Russell Westbrook who can't shoot, who doesn't play no defense, who led the league in turnovers prior to that. I know he's Mr. Triple-Double, and he plays basketball like a bull in a china shop. Like, Westbrook is just like a bolt of energy, but the man can't shoot. LeBron, you're inconsistent as a shooter, and so is AD. Like, getting in each other's way like that was just not even close. Like, what? Come on, man. I could have built a better roster on 2K than to think that Russell Westbrook was the missing piece.
Lakers might be able to help LeBron James, primarily because the Lakers are in position to select Bronny James, whether that's in the first round or in the second round. Please God be in the second round. And if you take a look at the available head coaches, it seems like the Lakers have made their decision. Now look, leading up to this, many analysts were speculating that the Lakers were going to hire JJ Redick. 3 weeks ago, JJ Redick said this.
Coaching. Look, I am currently a broadcaster and a podcast host of multiple podcasts and really just enjoying those things. Very fortunate to be doing this. Coaching thing. Channing and RJ, I would guess there's a part of you, and it's a very, very small part of me that misses playing, like actually playing basketball, right? There's a small part of me that misses shooting a basketball. Or, coming off a screen and shooting. But it's a small part of me. What I really miss is the juice. I miss the action. I miss the competition. I miss leadership. I miss being on a team, like in a locker room, like physically in a locker room after winning a road game.
But as time went on, Adrian Wojnarowski explained that James Borrego was in the mix to be the Lakers' next head coach.
Lakers now are starting to bring in candidates for longer, in-depth interviews. They had a series of, kind of get-to-know-you interviews with people they didn't know as well. I'm told that New Orleans top assistant James Borrego is meeting with the Lakers today in L.A. This is his second meeting. He was the head coach in Charlotte for 3 years. He's a very serious candidate in this Lakers search, but they're going to bring in more. And there's going to be, I think, over the next few weeks, you're going to see, more candidates come back in and dig a little deeper with the Lakers on this head coaching job. They're nowhere close on this one.
But nobody was buying it. Everybody knew that the Lakers were targeting JJ Redick. Even Chris B. Haynes pointed it out, that the Lakers were probably waiting for the finals to conclude in order to make their announcement.
Are the Lakers waiting to announce their head coach until the finals are over? Because that coach might be working the final?
Yeah, I would be very surprised if their next head coach is anybody but JJ Redick. Everything that I'm hearing is JJ.
Oh my God, bro. Another head coach with no experience as a head coach, because we didn't learn anything from Darvin Ham, who coached under, what was it, Heightenham? Who's the Bucks head coach? I forgot. Bruh. But just to hire another rookie head coach because he's LeBron's co-host on a podcast. Oh, this has LeBron written all over it. If JJ Redick goes to LA, this has LeBron written all over it, bro. I didn't notice this was going on, but this got LeBron written all over it, bro.
JJ Redick, yeah.
There are reports that JJ Redick was already assembling his coaching staff.
From what I know, he's doing some background, calling some candidates, some assistant coaching candidates who might be able to join his staff or might not be able to join his staff. And so, I'm pretty positive it'll be JJ.
And his coaching staff sounds kind of solid. I mean, Scott Brooks, Sam Cassell, and Jared Dudley. Ex-Lakers guard Rajon Rondo is under consideration. It's kind of crazy when you realize that...
Rondo's picking up coaching? Okay.
of these players used to be LeBron James's teammates. So essentially, LeBron James is surrounding himself with basketball minds that he trusts to help him make decisions mid-game. It's crazy. He's literally trying to take the individuals that he enjoys talking basketball with the most via a podcast and apply it into in-game situations. Scott Brooks is great because he's a veteran head coach that has had to coach multiple stars throughout his career.
Come on, coach the OKC Thunder to the NBA Finals with Kevin Durant and lost to LeBron's Miami Heat. We know Scott Brooks. Come on now.
Kevin Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook with Thunder, Russell Westbrook
Yeah.
with the Wizards, Bradley Beal with the Wizards. Rajon Rondo has been lauded for his basketball IQ, and LeBron has even said that Rajon Rondo should get into coaching.
Which guys, by the way, the processing speed? I mentioned a few guys.
Yeah.
Guys you played with, guys you played against.
Yeah.
That you think have that sort of high-level basketball IQ.
Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
For sure. He can process, flip, do things on the go. Like, it's very weird to me that he's not coaching at a high level. I think it's because he doesn't want to do it.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
And ironically, that was in a podcast with JJ Redick. So it seems like everything is gearing towards JJ Redick being hired by the Lakers. But upon hearing this information, yesterday Brian Windhorst pushed back against it.
But there's a very strong attempt, maybe I'm giving away my feelings by saying attempt. There's a very strong message coming out that the Lakers are still early in their process, that there's still steps to be done, and that they're being very thorough and there's nothing to see here, and don't worry about that.
Probably gonna have to wait till after the finals.
Now, here's the thing. If the Lakers aren't sold on JJ Redick, if the Lakers have interviewed James Borrego and JJ Redick, and if they don't want to hire JJ Redick, then why don't they announce who their next head coach is already?
And so I will report that that is what I am being told by multiple people, and Adrian Wojnarowski has reported the same thing. We're not at the checking the boxes or, dotting the I's, T's, whatever, that this is still very much of a process, still very up in the air. And then there is information out there otherwise involving JJ Redick. I will just sit here and I will tell you that my information on this is scattered. I have some people saying this is JJ Redick's job. I have some people saying that this is a process that is not complete. I suspect I know something, but I am just going to tell you that there's multiple streams of information.
So there's a lot of conflicting reports, and probably the biggest conflicting report was when Shams Charania said this. So according to Shams Charania, the Lakers are zeroing in on JJ Redick as the front runner to be the next coach. Now, the article opens up by saying no final decision has been made yet, and the Lakers still have steps remaining in their head coaching search process. But the indications are strong that JJ Redick is their leading choice at this stage. The Lakers search has been seriously focused on two candidates, JJ Redick and Pelicans associate head coach James Borrego, over the last couple of weeks. Redick was the first candidate to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lakers 3 weeks ago, and Borrego did an in-person interview with the Lakers officials for a second time last week, and the franchise has been impressed with him during the process. AD and Borrego, who overlapped briefly in New Orleans, have also built a rapport recently. From my interpretation, it really depends on how the Lakers want to move forward. If you want to move forward building around LeBron James and his style of basketball, you hire JJ Redick. JJ Redick is LeBron's guy. But if you want to buy into this notion that the Los Angeles Lakers are Anthony Davis's team, then you're going to go forward with James Borrego. A lot of this depends on whether or not
this shit should be AD's team. I mean, they've only been playing together for 5 years? Captured one championship. LeBron is entering season, I don't know, I just know how old, LeBron's entering year 40 as a human being. He should have passed the baton his second year on LA with AD, bro. It's the fact that Anthony Davis hasn't taken over the Lakers and, the world still revolves around LeBron at age 40 is insane to me. Insane to me.
LeBron James returns to the Lakers to begin with. Something that I must admit I'm kind of indifferent about. Nothing up against LeBron James. I have a lot of appreciation for the championship he's won for us. I have a lot of appreciation for the fact that Laker games and Laker storylines have been that much more interesting since he joined the Los Angeles Lakers. But at the same time, LeBron James is 39 years old. He's going to turn 40 in December. There are so many better ways for him to win a championship than returning to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Facts.
I wouldn't wouldn't blame LeBron James for deciding to join the Philadelphia 76ers, which in my opinion is the best way for him to win a championship. I wouldn't hold it against him, and it's very consistent with what LeBron James has done in the past. Put himself in the best position to win a championship each and every time. I'd honestly prefer for that than the Lakers trying to swing a huge trade for Trae Young or Donovan Mitchell, because even if the Lakers do get Trae Young or their dream scenario, which is Donovan Mitchell, they still wouldn't be good enough to compete in the Western Conference, and I firmly believe that. You could call me crazy, but we've already seen the Phoenix Suns try to build a big three of Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. There's some good pieces on that team like Yusuf Nurkic. Defensively, they were very flawed, and maybe they didn't have the right head coach for them. But building a big three or a super team is such an outdated way to build a basketball team that I would rather.
In the West, in the East, a big three could still rock. I don't care what anybody tells me. In the East, a big three could definitely rock. Because if you took KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal and put them in the West and put them in the East, they're bringing Boston to Game 7, bro. Like, let's just keep it a bean. Eastern Conference, they're beating the Knicks, they're beating the Pacers, they're beating the 76ers. Stop it. The era of the big three is not dead. It just doesn't fly in the West.
Rather us keep our assets, part ways with LeBron James, build around Anthony Davis, and try to put Anthony Davis in the best position to compete in the West. Because even if we kept LeBron James and we brought in a third star, I feel like we're still a first round or maybe even a second round exit. And that's not a testament to the Lakers being bad or LeBron James being bad. That's more of a testament to how strong the Western Conference is. Now, the Lakers have had interviews with Sam Cassell of the Boston Celtics, Chris Quinn of the Miami Heat, Mike Inori, and David Adelman. Bro, Mike Inori would be awesome. I would love to have him as our head coach. But here's the thing, this has Redick written all over it. I mean, multiple sources briefed on the matter said one person who has become a respected unofficial resource for the Lakers during the process is legendary former Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski, whose deep knowledge of candidates such as Redick and others provides a lens into the culture the organization wants and the characteristics of a potential staff around the next head coach. Krzyzewski's history with the Lakers goes back to 2004 when Jerry Buss made a strong yet unsuccessful offer to hire Coach K. Man, I remember that just like it was yesterday. We got this close to having Coach K coach Kobe Bryant. Instead, we got Rudy T, who wasn't able to make it through the season. Now, the Lakers want their version of Eric Spoelstra, and Shams even mentions this. The Lakers have been seeking a coach who has the potential and staying power to be their head man for now and the long term, as someone who will command the locker room and hold players accountable.
How? When you keep firing coaches after 2 seasons? Like, let's just keep it a bean. How do you want to build an Eric Spoelstra? Eric Spoelstra didn't just become a head coach and found success instantly. Like, it took time. Like, why? How are you trying to build Eric Spoelstra? Like, come on, Darwin Ham is gone just as fast as we hired him. Vogel won a chip in 2 years. He's out. Like, what are you talking about? Stop the cap, bro. Los Angeles has completely different expectations from any other organization. Most organizations are willing to give coaches 3 to 4 years before firing, unless you're just trash. You know what I mean? Unless you're just, like, the team is like the worst team in the league back-to-back years, they'll get rid of you. But the Lakers, man, boy, you got about 2 weeks to win a championship in LA.
As well as tirelessly game plan and provide a level of structure and organization. According to those sources, it believed the franchise views Redick as the candidate who can check those boxes. Sources have described Lakers officials as infatuated with Redick and his potential as a coach. The way this article ends is insane, by the way. I mean, I can't believe Shams closed it out like this. Redick has yet to coach above the youth level. He's the most forward-facing of the candidates given his high-profile playing career, run as a media personality, and his recent Mind the Game podcast with LeBron James. Nevertheless, James has made it known that he is staying out of the team's coaching search, according to people involved in the matter. Right. I don't really believe that. I'm sorry, I don't. Everybody knows who LeBron James's top candidate is. Of course, LeBron wants his podcast partner as his next head coach. There's no question about it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be making all these threats. It looks like the Los Angeles Lakers have officially made their decision. How do I feel about it if JJ Redick is the next head coach? I don't necessarily know. It would indicate specific things. If JJ Redick is the next head coach of the Lakers, you could expect LeBron James to return. It's kind of like when the Cleveland Cavaliers were making a run at Tom Izzo during 2010. Tom Izzo wanted a guarantee that LeBron James would return. The Cavaliers couldn't make that guarantee, and LeBron James ended up going to the Miami Heat. It's very similar to that, but ultimately I expect the decision to be JJ Redick. How do I feel about this as a Laker fan? I'm kind of indifferent. I'm very pessimistic about the Los Angeles Lakers Lakers being successful this year. And it's nothing against the Los Angeles Lakers, it's just this past year we had a fully healthy AD and a fully healthy LeBron James. And we were a first round exit and a play-in team. And I don't necessarily know our way out of that, respectfully. And it's not me trying to be a hater on the Lakers. I love my Lakers. It's just me being realistic. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
I mean, I ain't gonna front. I think LeBron James's tenure on the Lakers is a little long in the tooth. I think he should have probably been out. I ain't gonna front. After the 2020 season, and now granted he was only there like a year or two, but like like I don't see the Lakers. It's not a head coaching situation with the Lakers. It's the fact that LeBron James is still ball dominant. It's the fact that LeBron James doesn't play defense. It's the fact that LeBron is about to be age 40. 40. You know what I mean? The pieces around the Lakers are a good enough team to make the playoffs, barely. I mean, like Microphone said, like these dudes were they were a playing team after all. And then after getting bounced out by the Nuggets in back-to-back years, one year was a sweep, the following year went to 5. I don't know if you're willing to call that an improvement, but I don't want to see a one-game difference after 365 days. Not happening. Just for the Timberwolves to handle them in less than 7 games. Or did it go 7? I don't even think that series went 7. I think it went 6. But nonetheless, yeah, LeBron needs to be out, bro. I think it's time that we make the Lakers Anthony Davis's team and give Reeves an opportunity to really step into stardom and see what he's actually capable of. I think LeBron did everything he needed to do for the Los Angeles Lakers, gave him a championship in 2020, all-time leading scorer. He did that on their roster, on their payroll, so they have that, you know, little achievement to brag about. But what else is there to do, bro? Like, LeBron isn't getting any younger, that roster's not getting any better unless you want to add Donovan Mitchell, but you're going to have to gut your roster. You're probably going to have to lose Reeves, couple of picks, maybe even Hachi, and now you have a big 3 scenario where it's just like, okay, let's give this a shot with a young, inexperienced head coach. So now we have a big 3 scenario with a coach with no experience, and we've seen history show you don't want to chip that way, at least not in the first year. So I'm all for LeBron being out. You know what I'm saying? Because LeBron has his fingerprints all over this. If JJ Redick gets hired, LeBron is so cringe when he does this shit because he's such a media manipulator. He wants to act like he ain't got nothing to do with it, but it's his behaviors outside the court that would incentivize, like, yo, he's adding a little extra pressure to LA without saying anything publicly. We've seen this man operate before. So if you ask me, I just think it's time for LeBron to go and figure it out, figure it out elsewhere. Well, time will tell, man. Odds are they're going to hire JJ Redick and still not win the championship because they can't get past the Nuggets. Because how else are the Nuggets, like, the Lakers aren't going to get better by hiring JJ Redick, who has never coached. God, man, what a time to be alive. This is the Los Angeles Lakers decision changes everything. Like, oh, God. LA.